Today is Wednesday, the 1st of October, and as per usual, we'll be spending the next hour talking through everything that's worth paying attention to from the world of AI in the last 24 hours. If it's the first time you're watching this, pleasure to have you. And without further ado, let's just hop straight into it. And today it's actually going to be dominated really by one big news story, which is Sora 2 from OpenAI. I've said a few days in a row now, that OpenAI seems to be dominating the timeline with their big feature releases, and today/yesterday was no different. They just released Sora 2, which is their new video model, and it's actually pretty insane. So we're going to run through exactly what it is, what it can do, some of the pushback, and also some of the reaction to it. But I think it is very good. Let's start by watching their announcement video. We'll read through the post, and then we'll go through all the reactions to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Axel with a cat. 1, 2, 3, spin!
花火、綺麗だね。でも僕たちは少しずつ離れていく。
Ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go! Dude, you alright? I'm good.
Whoa, steady. Damn it.
Okay, so all those videos were AI generated, including sound too. So here's what it says. Sora 2 can do things that are exceptionally difficult for prior video generation models. It's more physically accurate and realistic than prior systems, and a big leap forward in controllability. It also comes with synchronized audio. This is the blog post. We'll open that in a sec, but to maintain a safe and secure platform for state-of-the-art video model, as well as a new social creation platform, we built Sora 2 in the Sora app with safety at the foundation. So this actually comes with an app too, which we'll show in a minute. It's not just the ability for you to create and share these images like in external platforms. They've released a whole app, and we'll see that in a sec. Our safety principles shape concrete measures like watermarking and provenance, metadata for every video, ownership of your likeness, it's very important, balanced safeguards, and stricter team protections. So here are the two ways you can access and use Sora 2. First up, via the Sora app. The Sora iOS app is available to download now, but access is invite only. You can sign up in-app for a push notification when access opens for your account. You can go here, and they've got a dedicated URL at sora.com. Once you have access to the Sora app, you'll be able to access Sora 2 through the website. We're starting the initial rollout to the US and Canada today with the intent to expand to additional countries. Okay, so it's definitely not in the EU right now. As per usual, we get everything last. Android users will be able to access Sora 2 once you have an invite code from someone who already has access. We also plan to release Sora 2 in the API. And Sora 1 Turbo will remain available, and everything you've created will continue to live in your Sora.com library. Okay, so let's check it out. This is OpenAI/Sora, and this is a new independent app. We've got a little logo here. Turn your ideas into videos with hyper-real motion and sound. We've got some additional videos here, like additional samples. Actually, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Bear with me one sec. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Turn your ideas into videos with hyperreal motion sound rolling out now. We've got some more examples of creating a cinematic scene, create a hilarious situation. From words to world. Start with the prompt to upload an image to create videos with unprecedented realism in any style, cinematic, animated, photorealistic, or surreal. This was the big one. We'll see how this works in a sec. But you can actually cast yourself and your friends together, as they're calling it, a cameo, and create a video and be characters in that video. So you control how and when your cameo is used. So you create a username, you can tag somebody, and then you can create videos with your likeness and their likeness in any scene that you want to. This is the new kind of social aspect of it, which is neat. If we just scroll down a second. What else have we got here? You can actually remix everything. So you can take somebody else's creation and put your spin on it. You can swap characters, change the vibe, add new scenes, or even extend the story. So here you can see is actually a cat and he only meows. So you're taking a video from this first one wide shot of Daniel working together in a drab office cubicle, except Daniel only responds with meows. Then you put him in a cat costume. Then he is a cat, and then make her a cat also. So that's kind of how it works. And yeah, this is it's definitely a huge leap in video quality. It's actually insane. And you have all the sound effects too generated with all the videos. So you can download it now if you're in the US and Canada. Here is some other examples shared by Matt Schumer. Let me see if I can actually share the videos of these two, just so you can get a really good idea of how they sound, because that's another big step forward with this model. Sora 1 was left. This was the first release, which people still said was incredible, and it's still good. And this is 2. So this one, and then this is
Mine! Got it!
sound.
Up!
Cover middle. Outside.
I'm on it!
Set.
Go! Ah, close! Nice swing! Point! Good job, y'all! Mine! Got it!
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Go down again. We've got prompt skateboarder does a kickflip in the first one. Remember, this is a comparison. No sound. And this is number 2. Can I put a sound? Prompt: a gymnast flips on a balance beam cinematic. This was kind of one of the final boss tests for a good video / world model, because it needs to understand like human movement, physics, etc. It's actually quite a difficult one to do. And you can see how much better this has got. This one's, yeah, it just doesn't get it at all. And then you have this one, way better. And again, it's cool. So maybe a tad fast coming out. Yeah, it's pretty good. Prompt: a Dalmatian definitely walks and runs, hops his way through a complex obstacle course in Burano, Italy. The first one is, yeah, there's lots going on there. It just doesn't really, the head just swaps places to the tail and back again. And then this is the second one. If you send that to your parents or your grandparents, there's no way now might be a really good time to actually warn them about AI generated video and exactly what it can do, because it seems like it's caught up quite considerably since then. Okay, so Pliny the Liberator. Pliny is well renowned for, hang on, sorry, showing them on screen again. There we go. Okay, back here. Okay, Pliny the Liberator. This is legitimately mind-blowing. How the F does Sora 2 have such a perfect memory of this cyberpunk side mission that it knows the map location, biome, terrain, vehicle design, voices, and even the name of the gang you're fighting for, all without being prompted for any of those specifics. Sora basically got 2 details wrong, which is the Basilisk tank, it doesn't have wheels, it hovers, and Panam is inside the tank rather than on the turret. I suppose there's a fair amount of video tutorials for this mission scattered around the internet, meaning like YouTube, online, people posting clips of them doing the mission. This is in the training data now, but still, it's a side mission. So the amount of video data that this model was probably trained on is quite astonishing. And then again, we've got another example here. I won't play the audio this time, but you can just see. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty nuts too. Let me just try and reset the screen sharing a minute because it keeps knocking off. Okay. Here's the next example. Somebody else tried to test it with video games too to see how it would work with Doom. So Sora 2 is great, but can it play Doom? Well, yes, apparently it can. Here's a thread with 10 games generated by OpenAI's Sora 2. Drop your suggestions for games to try, and I'll reply back with the video. Now, you might see why this whole model release is going to become quite problematic potentially, because where do they get the data from? How does it know about these games, etc.? And do they have permission? We'll chat about that in a second, but let's watch some more of these videos. Actually, let me play the sound, because these have actually generated sound, which sounds like it's come from a video tutorial or a video of somebody else playing these games online. Okay, here we go. You should be able to hear it now.
One down. Rocket for you. Pinky incoming. Spin it up. Got him. Revenant next. All clear, heading for the exit.
So that sounds like it's been trained on a video of somebody playing Doom and commenting over it, and it's just recreated that video. Okay, next one, you've got Super Mario Brothers 3. Okay. Next one, Diablo.
Explode that corpse. Nice. Elite coming in. Bone prison up. Backing out.
Sounds like a video
Finish it.
game
And
tutorial.
he's down. Ooh, rare wand. I'll check it later.
Video game video. Somebody else playing it. Fortnite.
Pushing, cracked him, going up, boom, 150, finish, let's go! Crown drop right here, snagging it, boxing up for a sec, reloaded, we're chilling, got in the hill.
You see where I'm going with this? Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Remember, this isn't actually a clip taken from the game. This is generated by Sora 2. Okay, next, No Man's Sky, same sort of thing. Minecraft, we've seen a lot of Minecraft AI videos. It's kind of one of the challenges that labs set their new model to be able to play it and complete Minecraft. Silent Hill 2, Super Mario 64, and then finally Juice X. Okay, Sims 4, actually, there's been another one, Sims 4 being created.
Nice, that bumped the friendship up. Now let's cook something.
She just picked up the cooking skill.
Fraba?
We'll call him to grab.
Okay, so this is where it's becoming quite problematic, and people are wondering how they're going to navigate this whole copyright issue, because of all this stuff's in the training data. It can recreate these images and these videos for you, despite not having explicit permission to do so. We talked about in a previous video, people having to actually opt out of being included in these video generations. Now, to go back to this Cameo thing we talked about, you can actually create videos with people, and you can see that here. We've got Gabriel, who is an employee, does research at OpenAI as part of the Sora project. He posted a video of him and Jake Paul. Here we go. Okay, actually just uses voice there as well. But Reed commented, so OpenAI employees just blatantly using Sora to non-consensually put actual people in the videos to advertise it. But it's important to know, if you're watching this, that you have to explicitly let people create you as part of their video. So you can't actually just include somebody who hasn't actually toggled that setting on or given permission for their likeness to be used in the creation of a video. Okay, so anyone you see in videos like this online have actually let the person create it. Okay, so I think Gabriel replies down here, this Cameo is used with Jake's permission. We have a strict verification and permission system in place for cameos and take them very seriously. Yeah, it just responded here. So if you're seeing these knock around the internet, remember that fact. Okay, Super Mario Escapes from the Game Sora 2. This could easily have been a high-end commercial just yesterday. And yeah, it's using, again, I won't play the sound on this one, but you can imagine what the sound looks like. It's perfect. Again, using this trademark copyright. Obviously, they got the Sora watermark bouncing around the screen, but you can now create these inside of Sora. This was an interesting one from Pliny. Again, Soraception. Prompt here is open Sora, type a prompt in, and generate a video. So can this generate a video of itself using Sora, generating a video? And you might not be surprised that it actually can do that. Pretty nuts. But yeah, that's Sora 2 available for download now. I think there might actually be one more thing I wanted to show, which is Sam. He's actually obviously the founder of OpenAI. He let people generate videos of his likeness. There's actually another video from Gabriel, which is really good. But he actually let people generate images of his likeness. Let me see if he's replied to some. So you can actually include him in all of your video generations. Again, the fact that this is AI is quite wild. But yeah, that's it. That's Sora 2. You can expect it to be rolling out. You probably now be well advised to not believe your eyes for any videos you see from people. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of digital watermark. There probably is going to be some cryptographic proof of some kind inbuilt into the video, some pixel related verification system where they can tell programmatically if a video is created by Sora. But if you are, or if your parents are, if your grandparents are relying just on your eyes, then maybe you want to do something like double check, or just assume it's not real before assuming it's real. Okay. Story from Apple. Apple's foundation models framework unlocks new app experiences powered by Apple Intelligence. This is from the newsroom of apple.com. So now with the release of iOS 26, iPad 26, and macOS 26 this month, developers around the world are able to bring even more intelligent experiences right into the apps by tapping into the on-device large language model at the core of Apple Intelligence. So this is going to be on-device AI. Foundation Models framework allowed developers to create new experiences and intelligent features that protect users' privacy and available offline. So you don't need to be connected to the internet for this, all while using AI inference that's free. So free on-device intelligence. That is incredible. Whether it be generating personalized quizzes to help students better prepare for an exam or delivering insightful summaries of workout metrics, developers can now include this in their app. So you can embrace the framework to reimagine what's possible with their app. So yeah, you can actually build this. If you've got an app, you can actually use Apple Intelligence to create an AI powered experience for your users. Now, the most important thing there is if the users have got the correct device, then they don't actually have to be connected to the internet. They can actually use the app with intelligence offline too. So most of these AI apps, or pretty much all of them at the moment, will have to be connected to the internet to use the AI features. And looks like you'll be able to do that offline if the person's got the right device, because the user will have the AI model loaded on their phone locally, so they don't need the internet to interact with it or interface with it. One example here is Smart Gym. Smart Gym will offer workouts in sets, reps, rest times, equipment adaptation, and they have a smart trainer which continues to learn from a user's workouts and offers recommendations such as reps, genuine weights, and now each suggestion will come with a clear explanation, and they're using the Apple Intelligence for that. So you can see here in the demo, you're pasting a workout, it's analyzing your goals, and then comes up with a routine for you. Now, you can obviously do this already, but I think the wonderful thing is with this, it's on-device intelligence, which works online and offline. So the app's not going to break if it's not connected to the internet. Again, there's a few more examples here. If you want to use you want to read the whole news release, you can. But here's another example of an app that's using it, which is called Stoic, a journaling app to help users better understand their emotions. Again, using Apple Intelligence there. So you can read this whole thing for on-device intelligence from the newsroom at apple.com. Next story. Elon Musk plans to take on Wikipedia with Grokpedia. After blasting Wikipedia as biased and woke and pushing it to be defunded, Elon Musk said he's building his own online encyclopedia through xAI. If you have used Wikipedia in the past or are familiar with what's going on in Wikipedia, it has a lot of anonymous contributors to it. And historically, it's lent one side rather than being in the center, because it should kind of be like a bit unbiased and just factual in the information that it relays. But over the years, it's became less of the case. Elon plans to take on Wikipedia with its own rival encyclopedia site. On Tuesday, the Tesla CEO tweeted that his xAI startup is building Grokpedia, which he claims will be a massive improvement over Wikipedia. He's had a long gripe with Wikipedia, accusing it of being woke and even calling it to be defunded. The encyclopedia site has long relied on donations. In January, Musk also railed at Wikipedia for adding an entry about him allegedly making a Nazi-like salute at a Trump inauguration event, which is obviously not true, but they published it anyway. Here's a tweet. We're building Grokpedia xAI will be a massive improvement over Wikipedia. Frankly, it's a necessary step towards the xAI goal of understanding the universe. And it's just retweeting David Sachs. Wikipedia is hopelessly biased. An army of left-wing activists maintain the bios and fight reasonable corrections. Magnifying the problem, Wikipedia also appears first in search results and now is a trusted source for AI model training. This is a huge problem. So a lot of these AI models that we use today, ChatGPT, even Grok, Gemini, they all include all of these Wikipedia articles as training data. So if there's been an incorrect piece of information attached to your name or whatever they choose to have in Wikipedia, I don't know, obviously who's controlling what articles, that will now appear in the training data and thus appearing in the responses of LLMs if people kind of search your name or search for a piece of information, even though that's incorrect. And it'll take a while to actually tune that out or train that out of AIs. To create Grokpedia, Musk plans on tapping xAI's Grok chatbot, which he trained as an alternative. It's been trained on web data, including public tweets and a podcast earlier this month. Musk suggests that Grok is smart enough not only to replicate the work of human community volunteers who maintain and update Wikipedia, but also to account for any bias and inaccuracies. Okay, so he's going to be using Grok with a big amount of inference compute to recreate a Wikipedia page, seeing if it's true, false, or misleading, and then getting it to rewrite the page to remove the falsehoods, correct the half-truths, and add any missing context. But right now, Grok kind of suffers from the same sort of mistakes because it is trained on that information too. So it's going to take a while to correct, but Grokpedia looks like it might actually emerge as another alternative to Wikipedia, which, again, is good. Okay, we've got a new AI lab emerging. This is founded by a co-creator of ChatGPT, and it's called Periodic Labs. Periodic Labs aims to build artificial intelligence that can accelerate discoveries in physics, chemistry, and other fields. Here is the story. This is from Cade Metz. This is in the New York Times. It says, this summer, Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg invited Rishab Agrawal to join the company's new AI lab, offering him millions of dollars in stock and salary. With the new lab, Zuckerberg said he wanted to build superintelligence technology with eclipse the powers of the human brain. Though no one knew to create this superintelligence, he urged Dr. Agrawal to make the leap of faith. But although he was already at Meta, he turned down the offer to join another company. he is one of more than 20 researchers who've left their work at Meta, Google, DeepMind, and other big AI projects to join Periodic Labs. Many of them have given up tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, to make the move. Okay. So the main objective of this new lab, this new startup, is not to automate white-collar work, said Liam, one of the startup's founders. The main objective is to accelerate science. So we're seeing the main trend at the moment is to automate work and replace humans and do AI phone calls and everything here, like creative work, images, videos, emailing, whatever it is. But their objective is different. It's not white-collar work they're going after. It's to accelerate science. He's among the first members of the small team of OpenAI researchers who created the online chatbot in 2022. He left OpenAI in March to found Periodic Labs with Ekin Kubuk, who previously worked at Google DeepMind, the tech giant's primary AI lab. Okay. Yeah, so heavy recruiting. I think they've actually just raised a round of, here we go. Periodic Labs, which has secured over $300 million in seed funding from the venture capital firm A16Z and others, has started its work at the research lab in San Francisco, but it plans to build its own lab in Menlo Park, California, where physical robots, will run scientific experiments on an enormous scale. The company's researchers will organize and guide these experiments as they do. AI systems will analyze both the experimentation and the results. The hope is these systems will learn to drive similar experiments on their own. Here's a bit of an example. It says that Periodic Labs AI systems will learn from scientific literature, physical experimentation, and repeated efforts to modify and improve those experiments. So they are building robotics and physical embodied intelligence in the same place. It says, for instance, one of the company's robots might run thousands of experiments in which it combines various powders and other materials in an effort to create a new kind of superconductor, which could be used to build all sorts of new electrical equipment. Guided by the company's staff, the robot might choose several promising powders based on existing scientific literature, mix them in a laboratory flask, heat them in a furnace, test the material, and repeat the whole process with different powders. After analyzing enough through scientific trial and error, pinpointing the patterns that lead to success, an AI system could, in theory, learn to automate and accelerate similar experiments. Now, this is all around the world of taking research and then automating it with AI and robotics, and you get this self-perpetuating cycle where it will keep on learning and getting better, but actually without much human input or removing the human in the loop, so we actually don't have to rely entirely on humans to either do the digital work but also not to do the physical work too. So this is going to be an interesting combination for sure. And that's what it says. It says Dr. Kubuk says it will not make the discovery on the first try, but it will iterate, meaning that it will repeat the process over and over and over again. After lots of iteration, we hope to get there faster. AI research has explored similar ideas for years, but the computing power and other resources needed to drive this kind of effort has only recently became available. So AI inference becoming cost effective enough and at a large enough scale to be able to do it. Even so, and obviously high enough quality, even so, developing this kind of technology is enormously difficult, and time consuming. Developing AI in the digital world is far easier than the physical world. Is this going to solve cancer in 2 years? Probably not. But is this a good visionary bet? Yes. This is from Oren from the Allen Institute for AI. It's been funded by a lot of very successful people. Here's their X account, Periodic Labs, from bits to atoms. And there's an actual a post here which may actually be worth reading from William, who is, I think, one of the co-founders co-founder. Today, we're excited to announce Periodic Labs. Our goal is to create an AI scientist. And then he goes on to say, autonomous labs are central to our strategy. They provide huge amounts of high-quality data. By experimenting, each experiment can produce gigabytes of data that exists nowhere else. They generate valuable insights, valuable negative results, which are seldom published, but also, importantly, they give our AI scientists the tools to act. we're starting in the physical sciences. Okay, and their goals, one of their goals is to discover superconductors that work at higher temperatures than today's materials. Again, good for infinite amounts of applications, but that is just one example. If we can automate materials design, we have the potential to accelerate Moore's law, space travel, and nuclear fusion. The founding team co-created ChatGPT, DeepMind's GNOME, OpenAI's Operator, and the neural attention mechanism MatterGen. Some have scaled autonomous physics labs and have contributed to some of the most important material discoveries of the last decade. Come together to scale up and reimagine how science is done. So I think this is going to be one of the most important startups currently being founded in this current period of time. And they're fortunate to be backed by investors who share our vision, including A16Z, who led the $300 million round. Among other investors here, we've got Eli Gill, Jeff Bezos, Jeff Dean, Eric Schmidt, Excel. So very important startup, and yeah, super excited to see how they get on. Simple website is one of the staples for big AI labs. Just a simple landing page with some text explaining what they do. You can go to periodic.com to read that. So yeah, huge seed round, doing meaningful work. Okay, we've got a few tools now. We're going to go on to some product updates. And one of them here is NotebookLM from Google, which is very popular and very useful. It's like a research learning notebook type tool where you can upload sources or different types of information, including videos, documents, your Google Drive. You can dump in audio files, video files, and then you can not only chat with them, but can produce meaningful materials like an audio overview, like an interactive podcast from it. So it's good for learning. You can do video overview, mind maps, reports. You can see here we can do flashcards, quizzes, and now they're actually introducing infographics. So you can choose a language. Bearing in mind, you can have, I think, up to about 50 sources of information. So let's say you're learning a big topic or you're producing a big body of work, perhaps. You can now produce an infographic to help you learn, or even to help with your coursework or, I don't know, presentation, whatever it is. It will now customize and create this infographic for you. And now this is from Testing Catalog News. Looks like you'll be able to provide granular instructions to create this infographic. Nano Banana found its way, which is the really good context editing model, or the AI editing model for this. There's a full scoop here at testingcatalog.com if you want to go and read it. But inside of NotebookLM, you'll be able to see this new infographic card here. I'm highlighting this because it's a great tool. And I think the general public, most people will benefit from using NotebookLM. This was one of the biggest, I think, the biggest updates now for vibe coding tools. So Replit, making money with your Replit apps just got easier. Adding subscriptions or one-time payments to your app with Stripe simply by chatting with Agent 3. Test payment flows by connecting with Stripe sandboxes with one click. Connect your Stripe account to claim sandboxes. Swap in production keys to accept live payments. When you're ready, publish your app. Early access rolling out today. Let's just tie in on the sound and we can watch it together. But yeah, this is actually one of the things that was holding a lot of people back from creating full businesses where they are using these vibe coding platforms. Actually getting payments set up has traditionally been tricky. You have to set up Stripe. You have to do things like usage-based billing, which we'll get on into in a minute. And actually connecting your Stripe account has always been kind of finicky, knowing how to hook that up with logins, etc. So it looks like they're trying to make it easier. Okay, let's go through this bit by bit because there's a lot in there which kind of changes the way people are going to be building apps. So let's go. First, this is Replit. If you haven't used Replit in recent times or you haven't used it at all, Replit is one of the best platforms to build full-scale applications just with natural language. Their Agent 3, which creates this software for you and creates this full app, can run fully autonomously for hours at a time. So even if you've got a complex use case, it's probably going to be able to build it out. Now, inside of Replit, now you can do this. It says, build an AI image generation app with a $10 subscription. Free tier gets 5 images every month. Pro tier gets 100 every month. Now, this is actually more complicated than that sounds. If you were to do that previously up until now, you'd have to go and do a lot of fiddling with Stripe, which is usage based. You have to be able to track that usage from the app that you have, deduct it from the balance. And then if they go over the balance, do something like either stop them being able to generate and force them to update, or do some sort of overage payment, or give them the option to buy more credits. So it's actually quite tricky. If we forward this on, Replit's going to go and start building it. And then with the planning, it will do planning. Here you go. Stripe integration for $10 a month. Subscription management with the free tier of 5 images per month and a pro tier of $10 a month, 100 images a month. It's going to need monthly usage tracking and limit enforcement per user, image generation interface with prompt input and display gallery, user dashboard showing current plan usage stats, and generation images. Okay, we've got actually a question here. Let's see. It says, what are your thoughts on Lovable AI plus cloud? It seems to overcome a lot of the problems Vive face, including bankruptcy, if they choose a Replit route. Okay, so it's saying Replit on some tiers is quite expensive, and you can definitely burn through tokens. But I think right now it's still the most complete solution. We'll get onto Lovable in a minute, but Lovable released cloud and AI, which is also a great alternative. And I think they do have a similar sort of thing. If we scroll through the rest with, it's obviously a big competition of who can attract the most users, but the pie is big and growing all the time. So I think, depending on your use case or your functionality that you need, either one might be good. So here you can see on the right-hand side with Agent, it's now created the product inside of the Stripe Agent Sandbox using the Stripe MCP server. It's created the product called AI Image Generator Pro. The description is a pro plan with 100 AI image generation per month using DALL-E 3. It's created the product, and you have to go to the sandbox in Stripe. Create new sandbox. It's going to start testing it. You need to give it access to your Replit account. And then here, you can do that upgrade. You can do that payment. I wonder if I can zoom in on what it says here. Yeah, description. And then it's going to track, I think, automatically the usage for you and deduct it when you actually use credits. And then once you want to put it live, all you need to do is swap out your key from, or swap your production keys to accept live payments when you're ready and publish your app. So much easier than it was. And it's good to see this coming standard across apps, especially in Replit. So that's an epic job. Yeah, we'll comment on Lovable too, Lovable Cloud. We're actually going to test something in a second. They released Cloud and AI, which is the full database and auth in with Lovable. I didn't see if they announced this payment sandboxes too, but you obviously can set up payments, but still finicky. But I expect that to be added very soon too. There was another workflow that I saw, which I wanted to share, which was this one. It says, this is the future of AI filmmaking. Again, these hooks to get people to click on the tweet. Going to take them or leave them. But I thought this is a really interesting workflow, especially people who work with sketches. You can now use sketches to control shot composition, place actor, house, car, and every element at the exact position, and even add text to animate accurately. This way you can keep everything under control. Here's how to do it in FreePic. So what this shows is someone would just sketch it out here. Let me just go back to the sketch it out, and then annotate the image. Okay, your sketch actually doesn't have to be as good as this because as the sketch goes, it's pretty good. But AI can figure it out, and then it'll turn it into an image for you. Sorry, I just accidentally knocked off screen sharing a moment. Actually, can you hear this? This has a. I actually don't think it's created the sound. But video models in general have now got. They've just got so much better. Okay, so that's sketch to video. And here's just a step-by-step flow of how you can do it. Go to All Tools, Image Editor, upload your photo, turn this sketch into a real photo, and then you can just annotate and update the image as you go. Make it stormy, generate different perspectives. After getting the first image from step one, generate different camera angles. This is inside FreePic, by the way. It's a really good tool. Then you can generate the close-ups inside the image editor, and it remains consistent with your image. Now, if you would change the angle or anything, it would kind of lose consistency with the image in the background. Now it's pretty good at maintaining that. You can add the actors, then generate the whole video, and you're good to go. It even has things like keyframe controls. If you are a professional video creator, you're just using keyframes, now you can use that with Kling 2.1, which is also a really good model. Okay, that's a workflow for your creative folks. Recommend giving this gent a follow. He always comes up with some really good creative workflows, a film director. So it seems like he has a knack of it. I wanted to touch on this quickly. This is Parag Agrawal, the old CEO of X. This is his startup called Parallel, Parallel AI. Let me just show you what it is. Parallel Web for AIs. The general concept is it's bringing a web to life, which is built for AIs, not for normal people. If you're building a tool that needs to use an API to go and fetch data from across the web, this is a really good use case. I'm going to be doing a demo on it soon. I just wanted to touch on it. Apparently, it's the most accurate one. So we've got different APIs that are trying to do this. We've got Search API from Perplexity. We've got Exa API. I think Tavily too, probably, and also Parallel. So they're competing for this programmatic data fetching, getting, enrichment, data set building, and Parallel kind of throwing the hat into the ring here and actually doing really well. So expect a workflow demo coming for that very soon. And yeah, follow P0, which is Parallel Web Systems on X. They've actually just released a node inside of Gumloop. Gumloop is an automation platform powered or built for the AI age. And now you can build these time-saving workflows where they actually have a verified AI web research workflow that can go and get information for you, structure in such a way, and bring it back into your app view. So yeah, give P0 a follow. Okay. There's a tool that I wanted to show today, which is called Composite. Now, I had a question from a friend saying, how can I take these AI agents that can do stuff or that can apparently do stuff and actually use it to control either my app or in this case, a browser? And we've seen Comet, the browser from Perplexity, has an inbuilt system which can control your browser. But we're now seeing apps like Composite, which can actually get work done in your browser or on any website instantly. And it works inside of this pop-up, which is kind of triggered by a hotkey. So you can see in this video, we've got some demos. It says label and archive promotional emails, find some time to meet with Shrine about an issue. And it'll actually just take over your browser, find your email, check your availability, create an invite. You can see here it's using operators, it's taking actions, it's adding a guest. Okay. So yeah, it looks really good. Like the perfect boyfriend, but in your browser, it predicts what you need done, then does it. It clicks, types, and navigates, does your work for your behalf. And it works pretty much anywhere. It doesn't, you don't have to have an entire browser for it. For in this case, you could use it in Chrome, you can use it in Safari, I think. Safari, Edge, Brave, whatever it is you use. You can use it to use research, etc., etc. Anything you can do in your browser. The idea is that Composite will be able to do it. So I actually wanted to try it today. I've installed it, and I thought, why don't we get it to see if we can use it to build a website inside of Lovable. Okay. The way to trigger it on once you've got it installed is to do Shift or Command Shift and space. Let's go this, and then we get this pop-up. So actually, I don't think you can see this pop-up. I might have to share a different screen, maybe. Yeah, bear with a minute. I'm sharing my browser. I might have to actually change what I share. Let me share. I have to share my entire screen, maybe. Yeah, let's go with the screen. Okay, you should now be able to see it. I guess I can't minimize it because let's see if we can go with a bit of a contain here to get the full. Yeah, this might be better. Okay, so what you can do with Composite is this. If I'm on my right page, if I go like that, you're going to get this pop-up, and then you can ask it to do stuff for you. I don't know if it's actually cut off a little bit. I can say Composite Autopilot, share current tab. Okay. Let's give it a task. Let's actually see if it can do it. It might not, it might fail, but we'll give it a try. Go to lovable.dev and build your website for my new startup that lets people automatically latest research on AI agents and their functionality. We should focus on the enterprise. Let's see if this works. Okay. Here we go. So I hope you build a website for your agents. I don't think this is actually connected. Let's go. Is it not enabled? 2 seconds. Let's see. I think it's maybe because I've shared the wrong screen. Bear with me. 2 secs. Let me see why this won't work. Okay. Okay, let's maybe actually skip that. I don't think for some reason, if I'm on the wrong screen, I cannot get it to connect while we're on the stream. But let's go, and we'll actually try and show you the latest updates from Lovable. Now, this includes the cloud and the Lovable Cloud and Gemini. So let's say, okay, I want to build a new website where people can keep up to date on the progress and functionality of AI agents. I want to say I want to use Google Gemini for. Okay, let's do that first. Here we go. Remember, if you're new to Lovable, you actually get 5 free prompts per day, 5 free messages per day with Lovable. So you actually create probably a new site every day for free. There's actually a promotional period with Lovable right now that you can actually use Gemini for free for the next week until October the 5th. So depending on when you're watching this video, you can actually build free AI-powered apps until October the 6th. So let's say if you wanted to build like a product that uses Perplexity API, Google Gemini Search API, or to use Gemini Vision or Voice or create an image editing app, you can actually do that for complete free with Lovable. If you're not familiar with how Lovable works, basically what it's doing here is going and creating all the files for you. So you can see it's creating the CSS file, the button. Now it's creating a futuristic 16:9 image. This is actually generating an image, creating the hero, agent cards, etc. And then it's showing you a preview here. Now we've got a bunch of extra buttons up here, which is analytics, code, and cloud. Here we can actually enable this in a second once the website's been built, which is going to give us our built-in backend, which is the database, the storage, the authentication, and backend logic, all completely ready to use. And now we can actually add an LLM to our app. So it's a powerful AI model with 0 setup. You can add chat, image generation, and text analysis instantly. Now, everybody's been getting rich, if you've been on the internet, from creating AI wrappers, which is basically taking an AI model and then AI on top of it. And this was kind of the mecca of creating software, AI-powered software recently. So we've now got AI Agent Hub. Okay, we've got some featured AI agents. Now what we can do is we can actually go connect Lovable Cloud. It's going to take us through to this. We're going to press Enable Cloud. Lovable is going to go and start thinking. And here we go. I'll enable Lovable Cloud for your project now. Let's go and we'll allow it. Now, they used to actually use Supabase for the backend, but you had to go create a Supabase account, connect it in, and it will then map all of your database over to it. But I think now Supabase still powers the database. Or it might actually power more than that, but it's just built in. Here we go. Your project now has a complete backend infrastructure, database and storage, store AI agent data, user profiles and files, user auth, backend functions. You can run server-side code for AI integrations, external APIs, and more. This means you can now add features like saving agent data and updates to the database, user accounts to track favorite agents, real-time updates so new agents are added, and AI-powered search and recommendations, all instantly set up. So what I might want to do is add an AI feature. So let's say, please add an AI feature where the user can talk, let's say, chat with an AI with Google Gemini and get ideas about what AI agents would be good to create around their area of interest and expertise. I would love this. Okay, now let's do that. if you want it to be quicker, typing, you actually just dictate directly into Lovable. They've got like a speech input here, which you can toggle on and chat with it. But here we go. Say, I'll add an AI-powered chat feature using Google Gemini to help users brainstorm AI agent ideas. Let me enable Lovable AI first, then create the chat functionality. This has been auto-approved. It's always allowed. Add AI to your app. Google Models free until October 5th. Higher limits available on paid plans. So hopefully we might get done inside of this free tier. The idea of doing it on our free tier here was just to show you like what you could do with just a couple of messages. And we'll see if we can actually get this added within the time we got left, which was, I think, four or so minutes. And this would be making this app, which is probably going to be in a publishable state, in under 10 minutes, which is insane. So we've got like the framework in place for our agents. Obviously, this is a bit squished. We've got some featured agents here. We've got active, in development. And then we scroll down with the latest updates. You've got a menu which we can pop open. You can view all this stuff. Hold on. And we've got an update. AI-powered app generator is ready. I've added the chat feature where users can brainstorm AI agents. AI chat page, ideas with streaming responses. A smart AI consultant that asks about interests, expertise, and challenges. Personalized suggestions for specific AI, token by token streaming for real-time responses, error handling, and then features suggest different agent types, links to ideas, free to use. Click AI ideas in the header to try it. Okay. And then we've just, I think, used all our credits. We've got maybe 0.3 left. Let's see if we can try it. Let's see. AI ideas. Here we go. Chat with Gemini to discover personalized AI agent ideas for expertise. I create online tutorials that show people how to use new AI products. And I research new. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty much just one shot that. So we built an AI app from nothing to something in 8 minutes, or just over 8 minutes, including explanation. So we've talked for a good amount of that time, and we now have one that actually works. Let's say you come up with some ideas for me, and then we'll send it. Okay. So here we go. We've got a longer response this time, which covers, I love the challenge, giving you work and creating those online tutorials. Agent idea 1, AI product deconstruction agent. When a new product drops, you need to quickly understand its core functionalities, selling points, limitations, use cases. Okay. You can feed a product link, competitor names. It will then scrape the information. There we go. That's good. Agent idea number 2. Again, you might need to tweak it just with formatting, but the overall thing is we built this working, functioning AI-powered app inside of Lovable in under 8 minutes. Emerging tech and trend spotter. Okay, let's discuss. So there we go. That's Lovable's new AI cloud. You can go back. You can launch apps really quickly with an inbuilt database, users, storage, edge functions, which is now the AI agent chat, which is then interfacing with your Google account. Before, it used to be really tricky with API keys and setup, etc. And now it's literally 100 times easier, I think. As your secrets, if you want to include any additional API keys, use different models if you want to. But yeah, absolutely great job from the Lovable team. That is super cool. But yeah, that's it for the stream today. I just want to remind you this stream is gladly sponsored by Let's.ai, your one creative partner for creating lifelike images, thinking any videos. You can clone your likeness, add a picture yourselves, put yourself in different scenes, tag different models, and that is Let's.ai. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream today, and I will catch you same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. CET, where we'll be covering the latest and greatest in AI, along with some product demos at the end. Catch you in the next one.